I think our next one, what are the measures of the other two angles in this triangle? Okay, we can't quite see the triangle, so I'm going to move my calculator. And let's see what we can do with this question. Now again, looking at it right away, this is not a right triangle. There is no little box in any of the corners indicating that we've got a right triangle going on here. I do know that this 47, when I'm looking for side angle combinations, goes with this 32. Those two go together. Okay? I don't have any more angles, so I'm stuck with angles, but I do have this side. This side, think about it for a sec, what angle does it go with, B or A? If you chose A, you are correct, right? It always goes with the opposite one. So those two go together. Now, there's only one unknown here, so I can find angle A using these two side angle combinations. I'm going to use the other sine law, this one. Sine A over A equals sine B over B. Now we're actually using angle C and side C. So if you wanted to, instead of a B here, write C, because some people find that confusing. Oh, now I'm going to hide my calculator for a minute. I didn't realize I was writing right underneath it. So if you want to put C's in here because you're going to sub in the C stuff, that's perfectly fine, okay? Maybe I'll write it over here so it will show up. And I can keep my calculator open. Okay, so we're going to use that formula. Maybe I'll write the third one here just so that we can remember this formula from the first slide. Okay, we're going to sub this stuff in. So, the A for the C stuff, that's what we know all the information for. I've got the angle on the top because what I'm looking for is an angle. And so I'm going to want to get that all by itself. So I'm going to go sine 47 degrees. That goes with 3.2. Now over here we have sine, we're looking for A over 3.6. Now there's a little bit more work to do here. I'm going to times both sides by 3.6 to move that 3.6 because I don't like it at the bottom there. If you can think of it as bringing it to the top and multiplying, that's fine. I'm just putting this step here. These go away. So I've got sine A equals, we got a big bunch of stuff here, 3.6 sine 47 divided by 3.2. Now there's one more step. Remember, in all these questions we want the A all by itself. It's got that sine word in front of it. If I bring the sine word, if I'm trying to do the opposite operation of sine, I'm doing sine inverse. So I'm going to leave the A here. When I bring the sine word to the other side and do the opposite operation, it's going to be sine inverse of all that junk that was over there. Well, it's not junk, it's great stuff. But all that stuff that was over there, sine 47 degrees divided by 3.2. And this looks crazy, but we should be able to do it on our calculator not too crazy, which is why I wanted to keep my calculator up so that we could see this. Okay, back to the calculator. I'm going to clear this other stuff I got going on here. What I'm going to do, on your calculator you can do this as well. Second sine. If it doesn't put a bracket, type one in there now, because we want all this next bit of stuff inside this sine inverse bracket. So I'm going to do, what was it, 3.6. Now, before I even calculate this answer, I'll say it right before I hit enter. We can say times sine 47. We got to close that bracket because otherwise we got a bunch of open brackets going on here. Divided by, oops, I hit minus. Do I have a delete? Divided by, there we go, 3.2. Now I'm going to close this bracket. So I'm doing the sine inverse of all this stuff. Now it looks different, but I've typed it in exactly as it says it on how I've written. Now if I look, 3.2 and sine 47. 3.6 is bigger than 3.2. So I don't know what the answer is going to be for angle A, but I know it should be bigger than 47 degrees. If it's not bigger, that means I did something wrong. If it is bigger, that means I did something right. So let's hit enter and see what we get. 55 degrees. There we go. So my angle A, where am I? Here we go. Angle A is 55.36 degrees. There we go. So now we found A up here. 55.36 degrees. We can cheat. We could do the sine law all over again, but sine law, as we see, takes a little bit, right? We know that in a calculator, we know that in a triangle it adds up to 180 degrees. So if I do 180 minus that 55.36 and minus that 47, that means that last angle there has got to be, what was it? Where was it? 77.64 degrees. Okay? So, find the angle is a little bit trickier with the calculator work, but same stuff. You're just trying to get the unknown thing all by itself, move everything else to the other side.